Today we are looking at a new creation, Milotic V. Milotic V has a ton of benefits in this format. It can hit for the high numbers against the basic decks like Lucario, Melmetal, and ADP, and it can also hit the Scorch deck for weakness, one-shotting it with its first attack. So let's take a look at the card. Milotic V, 210 health, a water-type Pokemon. Aqua Impact is that first attack. For 1 water and 2 colorless, you can do 50 damage for each colorless energy cost in your opponent's retreat cost. Of course, it has a base 10 damage and a second attack as well for 1 extra energy, Hypno Splash, 150 damage, and your opponent's active is now asleep. So Milotic, a very strong attacker, and if you start to factor in ways to modify the opponent's retreat cost, then we can start to get and start to see a very potent deck in the making. So Milotic V, what do you pair it with? Well, the first card that you pair it with is Absol. Absol is a very easy way to modify the amount of retreat cost that your opponent's active Pokemon has. So Dark Ambition ability, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, its retreat cost is 1 colorless more. So if your opponent is playing a Zacian, or if they're playing a Lucario Melmetal, or if they even have, something like a Jirachi, then you would increase that basic Pokemon's retreat cost by 1 more, doing 50 more damage to their active with the Milotic V. The other way that we have to modify the retreat cost is the Galar Mine. So Galar Mine says the retreat cost of both active Pokemon is colorless more. Now, the important thing to note about the Galar Mine is that it works on evolutions. So Galar Mine is going to help us hit higher numbers on things like Colossal VMAX or Dragapult VMAX. Galar Mine, very necessary for the evolution decks to try to get those, generally you're going to be aiming for the 2 shots in those matchups. We have a couple of support Pokemon here. The first support Pokemon that is probably the most important is our Volcanion with that Flare Starter attack. Flare Starter, search your deck for a fire energy card and attach to one of your Pokemon. If you go second and it's your first turn, instead search your deck for up to 3 fire energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. I enjoy Volcanion in here. I think the jury is still out on whether or not you would want Volcanion or perhaps a Talonflame V. I think you could go really either way with that. But for now, we're opting with the Volcanion just to get our Milotics set up. And it's also a pretty decent attacker into something like a Zacian V. Our second setup, basic Pokemon that's not a V or a GX, is our Jirachi with the Stellar Wish. This list is kind of similar to Scorch in that you have the option to go Jirachi, you have the option to go Volcanion. On the first turn, you kind of have those 2 different ways to go, and the Stellar Wish is just our nice consistency boost. Looking at the top 5 and picking out a trainer is how we can get to our Welders, how we can get to our Energy Spinners, how we can get to really any card that we would need at the time. We have our Crobat, our Dedenne, our Eldegoss, pretty, respectable and standardized package for support Pokemon and support GX and V Pokemon. Coming down to our supporters and trainers, we got our 4 Welder. Of course, we're going to try to use our Welder to power up our to power up our Milotic in that mid game. We also have a couple of Boss's Orders to try to bring up something on the bench, and 1 Professor's Research so we don't get stuck in situations where, we don't have a Welder, but we still need to draw cards. Got our 4 Pokégear. That's going to be crucial because Welders are important to hit on those first few turns, so 4 Pokégears just maximizes our chances of doing so. I also have a couple of Energy Spinner and a couple of Energy Retrieval, making sure that we can keep our energy in hand when we need it. Now, the Energy Retrieval I thought would have been better than the Fire Crystal just because we are playing basic waters, so you might run into situations where you would want to recover a basic water energy as opposed to getting 3 fires back into hand. So that is the list, you guys. I hope you guys enjoy these next couple of games. They really showcase that this deck is consistent enough to do well. It really is this counter style deck, is the kind of deck that only can exist when the metagame looks like this. But I think if we continue to innovate and we continue to find new ways to try to counter the top decks, that we'll see the metagame evolve even more. I really do think that with maybe a few modifications to this list, I think that we can really take this far. And I'm going to be excited to see where this deck goes in the future. Shout out to everyone that has followed the channel and subscribed to this channel here. I really have been feeling the love here the last couple of weeks. So thank you so much for that. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure to like the video. It helps other people see this content, gets it pushed more into the algorithm. It helps me out a lot. It's the freest thing you can do to help our channel. So let's get into the gameplay. This is Milotic V. All right, let me recap you on what's going on in this matchup. I have gotten the Milotic V down with an energy on my first turn. My opponent has played an Energy Spinner. They gotten a few Pokemon onto the bench, and we're going to be looking to hit for big damage next turn with the Milotic. We can take a knockout already onto this Reshiram and Charizard. Obviously, when you factor in the weakness, we have that available to us. We also have the Welder here, and then we can go ahead and Aurora Energy as well. I might want to set up another Milotic if I have that option. Doesn't look like I do, so I might opt, honestly, to try to get a quick ball, because I'd rather not leave myself in a position where it's only the one Milotic. Of course, if they get a Welder and 2 energy, which they at least have the Energy Spinner. If they can get a Welder and 2 energy, they can do 230, leave us in a very vulnerable spot. But let's go here. Let's try to find ourselves another quick ball, and we do. So very good. We could also take the Energy Spinner, but I'm confident that we can get something here. Off the prizes, we also have that Energy Retrieval if this Milotic V goes down. So let's go here with the quick ball. What is our ideal target? Probably just this. Well, trying to think. The Galar Mine seems kind of cute to put down, but we shouldn't need it at all, right? Because we're going to be hitting 50. We're already at 210 before weakness, so I think we might actually be able to get rid of the Galar Mine at this point. I might want to keep both Jirachi down. So there's the quick ball coming out. Another Milotic V hits the bench. Well, Aurora Energy. Yeah, you know what? At this point, we were going to have to discard 2 cards anyway. Let's get rid of the Jirachi. Scoop that boy up. Go up here. And boom. You're done. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, another Fire Energy. That's huge. So what this... Yeah, 2 Fire Energy. That's huge. So what this means is that as long as our opponent doesn't mess with our hand, we have the Energy Retrieval. We got the Welder. We will take the knockout here on the next turn on the active. So they need Welder, and then they would need something like Reset Stamp to even have a chance. So we see the Welder for the 2 energy. Do they have Reset Stamp? That would be the biggest card that they could have. Otherwise, we just have the dub straight up. Straight up. I knew I needed to record this. I was like frantic. I saw we were playing against a fire deck, and I was like, oh, turn on the light, turn on the light, turn on the camera. So that's why we were a little late to the matchup today. But there's a Milotic. We'll go Energy Retrieval, take back a fire and a water. We'll go Welder to the active and attach our water. Thank you so much to my opponent for being a good sport and not conceding. Let's go. GG's. All right, well, does this deck have any actual legs? Well, you know, you're probably not going to face many Reshiram Charizards. You know, to be fair. Probably not a matchup that you're likely to see in a tournament. But a matchup that you are likely to see in a tournament is Centiskorch. I think that's where this deck really can hold its own. Alrighty. Get another opportunity here to try to take a big dubski. Let's go there with a Milotic. And I'm going to give an old pass ski on over to my opponent. Now, so long as they don't have a turn 1 attack, a turn 1 GX attack, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We see the water come down. Do we see a supporter? We do. Okay. Do we see a metal hit the discard? We do not. We do see turbo patches though, and 1 energy switch. So that is, yo, is that the swell? Okay. 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 Welder to the active. We're looking for a water. We do get that water. We do also get a switch. So we will switch into the Jirachi. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish. We get a quick ball, which is very nice. So we can augment this damage by up to 5 and get a big swing in with Milotic. But we could also try to go for the dub. All right, so we'll quick ball. Let's get ourselves a Dedenne. Now, if we could find Marshadow and a Stadium, we would win. So I think we got to make that play. Yeah, and I'm gonna leave all my bench slots open. I'm not even gonna bench this other Milotic. I'm gonna go ahead and Dedenne. We're gonna look for either 2 Absol or Marshadow. We almost get it, dude. We almost get it. All right, there's a resetting hole. We gotta go, I don't know, we gotta go here. Let's try to Pokégear. We get a Welder, we will just take 1 more card out. Let's go here with the research. Get you a man that can draw up to 4 cards. Play the Jirachi down. Go here. We need the mine. Yo, it's over, dude. You're done, bud. Say it with me, chat. Milotic V. Donking the ADP deck. What is going on? Already a great start to our recording day. Already a great start. Even though my hair is going crazy, let's opt to go second here. We want to try to get a first turn Volcanion, if possible, into a couple of Milotics. Really make ourselves a sustainable board state. Unfortunately, not finding what we want off of that. I think do we lead the Absol? I think we got to lead the Milotic, and we'd just be like, you know what? I don't think that you're going to know what's going on. Okay, baby Blacephalon. You hate to see it. Certainly hate to see it. We're going to need a quick donk, I think. But I don't feel like we can get around this matchup any other way. There's a Scoop Up Net to the active. We have this Jirachi. I'm just going to be honest. If we win this matchup, it'll be the game of the video. But hey, you know, we play to win the game. We try. We do what we can. Play our hardest. We get a Welder. That definitely helps. Go here. Go here. We'll go here. Draw ourselves some cards with the Crobat. We want to hit a couple of... We do. All right. Go there. Can we get a Water Energy? Do I hear a Water Energy? I do not. So now my thought is that we could Volcanion, or we could try to take a knockout on the active. I feel as though the knockout is more important, because the only way I feel that we win this matchup is by going as hard as possible into their Jirachis and trying to disrupt their setup. So with that in mind, I think switching here makes way more sense, and we'll go with the Dedenne. Looking for that energy, we do get it. What do I want? Okay, let's go Energy Spinner because it is our second turn. We will be able to take those energy out of the deck. And I will Aurora. Do I want a quick ball for anything? Maybe. Let's pitch a fire. And then we'll Aqua Impact. Obviously doing way more damage than we need to on that Jirachi with our Absol and our Galar Mine. Getting that Scoop Up Net is pretty nice as well. So we have Quick Ball for next turn. We can set up another Milotic V if we'd like. See a Welder onto the bench. And that is going to be our prime target here for the boss's orders. See what else they drop. An Oricorio would be pretty good. They are going to play the Marshadow. I don't think you necessarily need it. But, you know, you might as well have it, I guess. Prevent yourself from getting decked out. So we're going to go boss's orders onto this Blacephalon. Try to keep their energy off the field. Let's go boss. And We'll set up another, let's set up another Milotic. So we'll get that, we'll go here, just attach manually, that's fine. And then go ahead, get yourself an Aqua Impact. If this doesn't die next turn, then we can afford to play the research, you know, attach another energy, maybe play the other Milotic down, because we could get a Welder at some point in the future. But it's a pretty great start for us. And they're gonna scoop. Let's go. All right. Well, so I guess what you're getting here out of these games, like our opponents are generally not setting up very well. But I think what you're seeing is that we are. So I want to know what you think. Does Milotic have what it takes to compete in this format? We didn't see the best games, but we at least know that this deck can set up and is generally pretty consistent. I think I would give it that. So let me know what you would change about the list down below. And let me know if you think that this deck can actually perform in this metagame. I mean, I feel like with the amount of Zacian decks, the amount of basic focus decks, Centiskorch, kind of that metagame where it's ADP, Luke Metal, Centiskorch, all at the top, I feel like a deck like this could really thrive in a metagame like that. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought. As always, please make sure to like these videos. It's the easiest way for you to help me get my content to more people. And make sure to subscribe if you like this content and want to see more of it in the future. That's all for me today. Remember, good luck and also have fun.